What's happening? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about punching holes in tires. So it depends who you ask. There's so many people that have kind of their different thought process or theories on punching holes in tires, but I'm going to share with you kind of my thinking and why and where I punch the holes for my tires for off-road. So we have here a set of J-Concept green reflexes. I'm going to go ahead, remove the inserts, and show you what I do here. So we have the ProTech tire punch. You can use a leather punch. I usually like to use either a 3 or 4 millimeter hole. Just depends on what you have available to yourself. But I first want to show you, so with the J-Concepts tires, there's, at least for 8 scale, there's 3 ribs. So you want to make sure you don't punch through those ribs. Those ribs are there to help the tire kind of keep its shape and also give some stability. It's not the end of the world if you cut through one of them, but these ribs are there for a reason. So when you punch the tires, you're going to want to punch them just to one side or the other of this center rib. And again, there is a few different ways and the number of holes. You know, there's a bunch of different theories. But for me, I like to put 2 holes, and I put them just off of center, and then I'll just do it 180 degrees apart from one another. So what I like to do is kind of look inside the tire and position this just inside, or to the right side in this case, of that rib. And then I will go 180 degrees and then on the opposite side of that rib for my second hole. So go ahead, poke that. And then I'll go ahead and repeat this process for the other 3 tires. So my thinking and my reasoning behind having the holes as close to center but without poking through that support rib is, if any dust gets inside the tire, I want the tire to be able to kind of release that dust. Or if you wash your tires and any moisture gets in the tire, I want it to be as easy as possible for that moisture or dust to be able to be released from the tire. And as you accelerate, the tires expand, the center gets larger and a little bit narrower contact patch, which is going to basically allow or force any of that dust or moisture towards the high spot. So if you put the hole in the sidewall of the tire as you're kind of like sliding through a turn, or if the tires are turning, it can almost kind of scoop up a little bit of that dust, but then it makes it really, really difficult for that dust to be released from the tire. So I know some people, you know, they do it with the holes in the sidewall. I don't think that's the best idea, mainly for that reason of you want to be able to make sure any dust or moisture can escape from the tires. So again, I just do 2 holes. The main reason why you want to do 2 holes is because you want to make sure that, say, especially if you're running on a track like, say, with slicks, and the car lands on throttle while the tires are big and you plug that hole, you want to be able to have a second hole to be able to vent the tire. Some people like to put 3 or 4 holes. For me, I've just found that it works about the same whether you have 3 or 4. You just need to make sure that it is vented. It's super important. If you don't put any holes in, the car is not going to handle as well. It's not going to create as much grip. So I go with 2 either 3 or 4 millimeter size or diameter holes towards the center of the tire.